So we are back with a new chapter of science, and this chapter is termed as motion. This is the first chapter of your physics and motion. Now, what is motion? Motion kake bole? To know motion, we must know what is rest. Suppose I will explain you this with an example. See, there is a ball around here. Oh, there is a ball, and there is a bat, or there is a hockey stick here. I am going to hit the ball with a hockey stick. Okay. So what is the distance between this ball and hockey stick? Suppose the distance is 1 meter. Correct? Now, after 1 second, someone came and pushed the ball. Now what will be the position? The position of the ball will this up, will this. The hockey stick is fixed. So now the distance has become 1.5 meters. After some time we will roll again. And it will become 2 meters. So as my time passes by, the ball rolls away from the hockey stick. But take another example. There is a square box being kept at the table, and again there is a hockey stick around it. Okay, the initial distance was 1 meter. Sahi hai? Now there was some wind blowing and someone gave a kick, but this does not move. This remained here only. 1 meter. Again, after some time I came to see it, it was right in the same position. So, just compare these two examples. In the first example, the ball moved for each passing second. As the time passed, the distance of the ball from the hockey stick changed. There was a change in position with respect to the hockey stick and with respect to the time. But in this case, there wasn't any change in position with respect to hockey stick, with respect to time. So what we can say that whenever a body changes its position, with respect to time or with respect to the surroundings, it is said to be in motion. But when a body does not change its position, it is said to be at rest. So this is the definition of rest and motion. When a body changes position with respect to time, with respect to the surroundings, it is said to be in motion. When the body does not changes the position with respect to time or with respect to the surroundings, it is said to be in rest. Now, the rest and motion are comparative, they are relative in nature. Means one must always relate the motion or rest with some other body. For example, let me tell you, when you are sitting in a train, you and your mother, suppose your mother is also going with you, you and your mothers are sitting on the opposite sides of the seat. So what is the distance between you and your mother? Hardly 1 meter or 1.5 meter distance you are sitting. And your father is waving outside the train and he is there to say you goodbye. The train starts and the train starts to move. What will be your position with your mother? Your position with your mother will remain same, that is 1 meter. But what will be your position with your father? The position with your father will go on changing. First 1 meter, then 2 meter, then 3 meter, then 4 meter, and then it will go on. So your position with your father is changing, and your position with your mother, who is sitting just in front of you in the train, is not changing. That means with respect to your mother, your body is at rest, and with respect to your father, your body is at motion. So whenever I cannot say that rest and motion are absolute, that a body is in absolute rest or a body is in absolute motion. Every resting body is in motion with any other body. Suppose I am standing on this earth. I am standing just like standstill. I am standing. Is my body in motion? You will say, no sir, kahan feel raha hai? Your position with this blackboard, your position with this mobile, your position with this fan, is everything fixed? But sir, I am on this earth, and the earth itself is doing revolution. It itself is doing rotation. So with respect to the earth, my body is in motion. है ना? But with respect to my surroundings, my room, my body is at rest. So what I am trying to tell is that absolute rest or absolute motion is never defined. You must say that my body is in motion with respect to this. My body is at rest. My body is at rest with respect to this. Rest and motion are always relative in nature. That's what I am trying to tell you. Now, next is whenever I will do a motion, my body will move a distance. My body will move certain length. So this length is measured either in terms of distance or displacement. Let me give you an example. Suppose there is a student named A. Okay, what he did, he went 4 kilometers this on like this, correct? And then what he did, he went 3 kilometers on the left hand side, on the down 3 kilometers on the left, and he reached his place. Okay, so this is the starting point of A and this is the ending point of A. Now there was a student B. He also moved same way, but he didn't make a right turn. He moved straight away. That means he moved from here to here 4 kilometers. And again resting for some time, he again moved for 3 kilometers. And finally, he reached his destination as. So these are two separate paths for which the A and B traveled the same lengths, but this one took a right turn and this one moved away straight. So these are the two things. Now I have to find two quantities. First is the distance. What is distance? Distance is the total length covered. This is called the distance. And what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest length between start and finish. Okay, so if someone asks you what is the distance here, what you will say? Sir, distance is the total length covered. So what is the total length covered by A? Total length covered by A is 4 plus 3, 7 kilometers. Correct? Now if one asks you for B, what is the distance of B? Distance, the total length covered. So here also total length of 4 plus 3, that will be equal to 7 kilometers. Correct? Now, let me give you one more. There is one more boy, C, who went straight 4 kilometers and then again came back in the same path for 3 kilometers and ended up here. Okay, so if one asks you what is the distance of C, then what you will tell? Sir, he also traveled the total length covered. He went 4 kilometers forward and 3 kilometers backward. The total length is same, 7 kilometers. Correct? But now, if someone asks you what is the displacement, what will you write? What is displacement? Displacement is the shortest length between the start and the finish. So this one started here and finished here. So this is the shortest length. This one started here and finished here. So this is the shortest length. This one started here but finished here. So this is the shortest length. Am I correct? So what is the shortest length of this? So I can see this is it's like a triangle. So if I apply Pythagoras theorem, what I will get? I will get 4 square plus 3 square. That is equals to 5. So my displacement is 5 kilometer for this one. Here the displacement is the shortest length from the start to the finish. So the boy started from here and ended here. There is no any gap between the total length covered and the shortest distance. He started from here and ended here. The total length is the shortest distance. So my displacement here will be 7 kilometer. What was the displacement here? This boy started from here and ended here. The only gap between the starting and ending is just 1 kilometer. So here the displacement is 1 kilometer. Now you see all the three cases. What is the difference? That the distance is remaining same for all the three. The distance is remaining same for all the three. But the displacement is changing. Why? Because the distance depends only upon length, means only the value. It does not depends on direction, whether I am going in the rightward direction or whether I am going in opposite direction, whether I am getting a right 90 degree, whether I am going up or down. Direction has no value. I will just see the length. That is the case of distance. That why distance in all the three cases are same. But displacement measures both the value. It measures the length covered and also in which direction. It takes the direction also. So that's why displacement came different in all the three cases. Hence, any quantity that takes only magnitude, any quantity that takes only magnitude is known as scalar quantity. Scalar quantity. And any quantity which takes both magnitude and direction, that kind of quantity is known as vector quantity. Vector quantity. So my distance is a vector quantity. My distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. So what is a vector quantity? Vector quantity is a type of quantity which is governed by both magnitude and direction. But scalar quantity is a type of quantity which is governed only by the magnitude. It has nothing to do with direction. The direction has no role to play. So this is the basic difference between distance and displacement. Now we move on to what is speed and velocity. Now, what is speed? Speed is defined as the rate of change of distance, while the velocity is defined as rate of change of displacement. Speed is defined as the rate of change of distance, while velocity is defined as rate of change of displacement. Both distance and displacement are same. They are the measurement of the length. कितना ट्रेवल किया, कितना दूर ट्रेवल किया. लेकिन सर वाई अलग अलग नाम क्यों दे दिए? डिस्टेंस अलग, डिस्प्लेसमेंट अलग. बिकॉज वी विल टेक टू वैल्यूज डिपेंडिंग ऑन द डिरेक्शन. अगर क्वेश्चन में डिरेक्शन का बात आए तो आई विल राइट डिस्प्लेसमेंट. अगर क्वेश्चन में डिस्टेंस का बात डिरेक्शन का बात नहीं आए, आई विल राइट डिस्टेंस. but distance and displacement are both same. The only difference is that one takes the consideration of direction, and another one does not considers direction, only takes the magnitude. So speed is the rate of change of distance and velocity is the rate of change of distance. सर ये rate of change of का मतलब क्या हो गया? क्या है ये rate of change क्या है? Suppose I ask someone of you to travel from city center to Benachiti. Suppose I have to travel city center to Benachiti. Distance between them is 5 kilometers. One of them took a bike or a scooty. The second took a cycle. And the third adhered to running. He decided he will run from city center to Benachiti 5 kilometers. So the boy or the one or anyone of you who took a scooty will reach city center to Benachiti in just 10 minutes. Okay. The one who took a cycle will take half an hour to reach Benachiti, city center to Benachiti. And the one who used to run, who decided to run, he will take at least 1 hour to reach from city center to Benachiti. So all of them are traveling the same distance or the same distance. They are traveling the straight line. They are traveling the same path. There is no change in distance and displacement. Okay, but what is the difference in that? The first one took the minimum time. The second one took a larger time, and the third one took the maximum time. So rate of change of displacement is defined as the displacement done or the distance done by the time taken. Therefore, speed will be equals to distance by time, and the velocity here, it will be displacement done by, okay, so this is the formula of speed, this is the formula of velocity. Correct? Now, my distance and displacement both were used to do the same thing. They were used to measure the length. So what was the unit of both? The unit of both was meter or m. मीटर. बोले सर किलोमीटर क्यों नहीं, सेंटीमीटर क्यों नहीं, मिलीमीटर क्यों नहीं? अरे भाई इतने सारे यूनिट्स हैं दुनिया में, हम कितने को मान के चलें? सो आई विल टेक अ स्टैंडर्ड यूनिट कि यही मानेंगे, इसके अलावा नहीं, दैट इज मीटर. बोले सर एग्जाम में अगर किलोमीटर आया तो क्या करेंगे? यू विल कन्वर्ट द किलोमीटर इनटू मीटर बाय मल्टीप्लाइंग बाय 1000. सो अगर सेंटीमीटर में आया तो अगेन कन्वर्ट टू मीटर बाय डिवाइडिंग बाय 100. सो द यूनिट ऑफ डिस्टेंस एंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज मीटर. Similarly, what is the unit of both? Both तो सेम ही काम कर रहा है. So the unit of both is unit of speed or time is meter per second. Means I will take the time in second. Speed or time. The unit of speed or time is meter per second. The distance I will take in meter and the time I will take in second. कुछ और में दिया हो hour में, minute में, so you have to convert that into second, and the unit will be in meter per second. So how to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second? For this you will multiply by 5 by 18, and the opposite, if you have to convert meter per second to kilometer per hour, you will multiply with 18 by 5. So this is the two things to be multiplied while converting kilometer per hour to meter per second and meter per second to kilometer per hour. But the standard unit that we will take for speed or velocity is meter per second. Okay, now there is one more thing pertaining to speed and velocity. What are those? We have to learn what is average speed. Average speed. I have a average speed. The formula of average speed, and we have to learn what is the formula of average distance. Sorry, average velocity. The formula for average speed is total distance by total time taken. Total distance by total time. This is the formula of average speed. And what will that formula for average velocity? The formula for average velocity will be initial velocity plus final velocity whole divided by 2. That is the mean. That means the average of initial velocity and final velocity. Means the velocity by which I started and the velocity by which I ended. The average of these two will be called as the average velocity, while the average speed will be termed as the total distance by total time. So this is my topic about speed and velocity. Now one more thing is there. Suppose, I think many of you know how to ride a bike or how to ride a scooty. So that will be very easy for me to explain this. Suppose there are three persons are between you have been chosen as a volunteer. One of you have taken a scooty. So let us say a pleasure bike, a pleasure scooty as one of your vehicles. The second one of you has taken a bike, suppose Pulsar. They have taken a Pulsar with you as the second one. And third one of you has taken, suppose what to tell, Yamaha FZ, that 180cc or 200cc, something like that. Means the most powerful one. So, or sir, the Apache 220. So one of you have taken a Pleasure, one of you has taken a Pulsar, and one of you has taken a Apache 220. So there are three vehicles in a line. All of you have been put at a single line on a single place. Okay, you all are in a straight line going to race. Now, you all are told that you will have to reach the speed of 60 km per hour, not more than that. You cannot ride your bike or your scooty or any vehicle more than 60. You can maximum reach the speed of 60. So when you will start your bike or scooty, anything, you will see that the Apache will reach the speed from 0 to 60 within 2 to 3 seconds. They will change two gears, and within 3 seconds the bike will reach from 0 to 60. The Pulsar will take hardly 5 seconds to reach from 0 to 60, and the scooty on the Pleasure will take at least 10 to 15 seconds to reach from that 0 to 60 speed kilometer per hour, hai na? So what is the difference between these three? All of them had reached the same speed, 60, 60, 60, but one reached the distance of speed of 60 just within 3 seconds, one reached in 10 seconds, and one reached in 20 seconds. Difference? The rate of change of velocity or rate of change of speed, this is known as acceleration. बोल ना एक्सेलरेटर होता है इन द बाइक, इन द कार, मींस जितना जोर से घुमाएंगे उतना स्पीड भागेगा. दिस इज द एक्सेलरेशन. मींस हम कितना जल्दी अपने स्पीड को बढ़ा सकते हैं या कितना जल्दी अपने स्पीड को घटा सकते हैं. आई हैव टू इंक्रीज माई स्पीड. अगर सेम स्पीड पे जाए तो देर इज नो एक्सेलरेशन. अगर सेम स्पीड पे जाए तो देर इज नो एक्सेलरेशन. बट इफ आई इंक्रीज माई स्पीड, then my speed is changing. How much fast I can do, that is my acceleration. So what is acceleration? The rate of change of velocity. There is a body which is moving at a speed of 10 meter per second. Okay, now there is another body which can which is moving with increasing speed. Means for first it traveled 10 meter per second, For the next time it will travel at 15 meter per second. For the next time it will travel for 20 meter per second. For the next time it will travel for 25 meter per second, and so on. So just compare these two. I am comparing these two. What will happen to this one? For the first second, when 1 second will pass, this body will move 10 meters because it is moving at 10 meter per second. Then when again 1 second will pass, this body will again travel 10 meters. Then again when 1 second will pass, this body will again travel 10 meters. Then when again 1 second will pass, then this body will travel 10 meters. Means this body is traveling same distance for same time. This body is traveling same distance for same, means it is not neither increasing the speed neither decreasing. Means when you are riding the bike, you see if you are going at the same speed, you don't need to increase your hand neither to decrease. You have to keep your hand fixed. Means there is no acceleration. This is known as uniform motion. Uniform motion. Therefore, in uniform motion, I have no acceleration because the speed is remaining same. But suppose you have got an empty road, a racing track, then what? You will start with certain speed, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and you will go on increasing. It will never stop, just like this. So what, in this case, what will happen? First, it will travel for the first second, it will travel for 10 meters. Then for the second, it will go a bit long. For the second, it will go for 15 meters. For next, it will travel a bit more long for 20 meters. Then will travel a more long, it will go for 25 meters because every time the speed is increasing. So you can see that for every bit of time wasted or time spent, the speed is going on increasing, so as the distance is also changing per time. So this is known as non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. So therefore here we can get acceleration or retardation. Now what is this, a retardation? Now first of all I have to define what is uniform motion. First I am telling in Bengali, so then I will convert into English so that it will be better for you. যখন একটা body equal time এ equal distance travel করে, হ্যাঁ, equal time or equal distance, তাহলে body কে বলা হয় uniform motion. So I will convert in English. When a body travels equal distances in equal interval of time, it is said to be in uniform motion. And a body in uniform motion has no acceleration. Correct? But when a body moves unequal distances but in equal interval of time, the time is fixed. The time is 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. But the distance is changing for each second. Then I will say that it is a non-uniform acceleration. So in non-uniform acceleration, the speed changes. Either the speed will go on increasing or the speed will go on decreasing. The reverse may also happen, that first he started with 25, then with 20, then 15, then 10, then 5, then 0. है ना? So if the speed is increasing, that is known as acceleration. And if the speed is decreasing, it is known as retardation. Means acceleration is the positive change of velocity. Positive change of velocity. And retardation is the negative change of velocity. So therefore, what is acceleration? So therefore, acceleration may be defined as rate of change of velocity. Therefore, acceleration represents small a, can be written as change in velocity, by time. That is, a is equals to v minus u by t. This we have got the first formula of our chapter. What is v? v is the final velocity कि भाई कितना हो गया लास्ट में, और u माने इनिशियल वेलोसिटी, कहां से शुरू किए थे, बाय टाइम, कि शुरू से अंत तक कितना डिफरेंस है, एंड व्हाट इज द टाइम. दिस इज नोन एज एक्सेलरेशन. So what is v? V is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, and t is the time. I will write all these things. What are these called? First, we studied what is distance or displacement. This is represented as s. Sir, s से तो स्पीड होता ना, यहाँ स्पीड वाले कुछ है, यहाँ सब वेलोसिटी है. हाँ, so the distance or displacement is represented as s, and the unit is meter. Okay, then we have speed or velocity. It is represented as v or u. Why sir? 2 v or u क्यों? Because v is known as the final velocity. Final velocity. And u is called the initial velocity. शुरुआत में कितना था? What is the units? Their units is meter per second. Third, we have acceleration. Acceleration is represented as small a, and the unit of this is meter per second square. क्यों सर मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर क्यों हो गया? Because acceleration is change in velocity by time. So velocity itself is meter per second. Velocity itself is meter per second. उसके नीचे फिर से सेकंड ऐड कर दो तो what will happen? मीटर पर सेकंड that is meter per second square, है ना? And finally we learned that every of this thing is dependent on time. Everything is dependent on time. If there is a change in position with time, that is called motion or displacement. If there is change in displacement by time, that is called speed. If there is change in speed by time, that is called acceleration. So time is the most important thing. So fourth thing that you should know is time. Time is represented as t, and the unit of time is, I told earlier, it is second, s or second. So these are the 5 things that you should know. What are these? The things should be, first of all, क्या जानना है? That you should know what is s. S माने distance or displacement. Then you should know what is v. V माने velocity. किस तरह का velocity? Final velocity. Then you should know what is u. U is also velocity, but initial velocity. A is acceleration and t is time. So these all things we have discussed till now. Correct? सही है तो? And this is the first formula that we have got till now. That acceleration equals to final velocity minus initial velocity by time. मैंने कि हमको final speed तक पहुंचना था, कहां से शुरू किए थे जिस स्पीड से और जहां तक फाइनल स्पीड में पहुंचे, इसको चेंज करने में हमको कितना टाइम लगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड माय एक्सेलरेशन. ना हमको घुमाते हैं, कोई धीरे से घुमाएगा तो स्पीड धीरे धीरे बढ़ेगा, कोई जोर से घुमाएगा तो जल्दी स्पीड बढ़ेगा. Accelerator, that's why the name of that thing is accelerator. Correct? So this is my topic till acceleration. Now we have topic, the next topic is graphs of motion. What do you mean by a graph? Graph er माने क्या है? Graph means we will represent the motion or we will represent whatever the distance, displacement, acceleration, velocity वगैरह वगैरह जो भी है with the help of some graphs. How to do that? For doing, I will need a graph that is the x-axis and the y-axis. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. I have told you that in the coordinate geometry part that x-axis is always independent. ये किसी पे dependent नहीं है, ये अपने साथ चलता है. And the y-axis, this is dependent. ये x के ऊपर चलता है. So all the things that we discussed, that the distance, speed, acceleration and time, कौन सा ऐसा चीज था, कौन सा ऐसा क्वांटिटी था जो किसी पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं है, that is time. Time is not dependent on any quantity. Time तो अपने आप बढ़ते जाएगा. We say now that time and tide waits for none. So time waits for none. टाइम अपने हिसाब से बढ़ते जाएगा। हमको बाकी सारे वैल्यूज, चाहे डिस्टेंस हो, चाहे एक्सेलरेशन और स्पीड हो, हमको टाइम के अनुसार सेट करना पड़ेगा। सो माई एक्स एक्सिस इज ऑलवेज टाइम एंड द वाई एक्सिस, दिस may be distance, sorry, displacement or distance, the same thing. This may be displacement or velocity. So therefore I have two types of graphs. What are those? The first one, I have d by t graph. D by t means displacement by time graph. And secondly, I have a v by t graph or velocity by time graph. First of all, I have a dt graph, that distance by time graph, and secondly I have a vt graph, that is velocity by time graph. Both of them are required for my mentioning or for depicting my motions in a graph. Now I am giving you some examples of dt graph. dt graph, okay, these are some examples of dt graph. So for a dt graph, the bottom is always the time and the y axis is distance. This is the distance, this is the time. This is the distance. Okay. So I have taken three graphs. All of them are examples of dt graph. I will draw three figures here. What is the first one? The first one is like this. The second one is like this. And the third one is like this. These three graphs have three importances. These three represents three separate values. What are those? See here, the first one. पहले में क्या हो? See, when the time is 1, suppose the time is 1, the distance also is 1. If the time is 2, the distance is also 2. If the time is 3, the distance also is 3. So what I can see here, as the time is increasing, the distance is increasing in the same manner. Means same distance in same time. What is same distance in same time? It is known as uniform motion. So whenever I will get a straight curve, I will get a straight slope for dt graph, that is known as a uniform motion. This is uniform motion. Correct? But see this one. For first second, this one. For second, this one. For third, it has this one. For fourth, means every time the distance is changing. Kabhi zyada, kabhi kam. Means the distances are not same. So it is traveling unequal distance but for equal interval of time. So this is known as non-uniform motion. This kind of graph, when you will get a curve, here I got a straight slope, that was uniform motion. Here I got a bent curve for dt graph, that is called as a non-uniform motion. But see here, suppose this is 500 meters. Okay. So for first second, my distance, for the first time interval, the first second, my distance was 500. Second, 500. Third, 500. Fourth, 500. Means every time the distance is same. Means my body is not changing its position. So what is called, if the body is not changing its position with respect to time, it is called at body at rest. So this is at rest. Means there is no motion, there is no movement. So whenever I will get a parallel, whenever I get a parallel slow line to x axis, This represents for a DT graph that the body is at rest. Correct? So these three types of slope for a DT graph can be used to explain uniform motion, non-uniform motion and body at rest. Now some examples of VT graph. Now what are those VT graphs? These VT graphs are, again I will take three examples. Here will be velocity, here will be time. Okay, so I have taken three graphs and I will again draw slopes here. One will be a straight slope just like the beginning one. The other will be a curved line. The third one will be a parallel. Okay, so I have again draw three diagrams, the same diagram. But sir, दोनों क्या same है? ना, दोनों same नहीं है. Why? Because here it is DT and here it is VT. So क्या करना है अब? Let us see. Means for every change of time my velocity is increasing. My velocity is पहले velocity था 10, फिर velocity 20, फिर velocity 30, फिर velocity 40 means equally बढ़ रहा है. Same way में velocity बढ़ रहा है. So what is the increase in velocity called? It is called acceleration. और ये equally बढ़ रहा है. That's why it is known as uniform acceleration. यहाँ पे डिस्टेंस बढ़ रहा था, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड यूनिफॉर्म मोशन. लेकिन यहाँ पे वेलोसिटी बढ़ रहा है, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नोन एज यूनिफॉर्म एक्सेलरेशन. सेम इधर यहां भी ये स्पीड बढ़ रहा है लेकिन कभी ज्यादा कभी कम, सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नोन एज नॉन यूनिफॉर्म एक्सेलरेशन. बट इधर देखो, what I will do here, that here with every passing time my velocity remains same, speed same है ना, speed बढ़ रहा है ना speed घट रहा है. So if the velocity remains same, उसको क्या कहेंगे? That is called if the velocity remains same means there is no acceleration, उसको क्या कहते हैं? It is called uniform motion. It is called uniform motion. So when I will get a straight parallel line with respect to the x-axis for a VT graph, that is a uniform motion, while the parallel line in case of DT graph is body at rest. So this is the three shapes of the graphs that you will get in case of DT and in case of VT. अब बोलोगे सर ये ग्राफ खाली यही देख के बता देना ये कौन सा मोशन है, कौन सा रेस्ट है, कौन सा एक्सेलरेशन है, बस इतना ही छोटा सा काम है ना. You have to do calculations. There are numericals based on this. The toughest part of this chapter is numericals and I am very sorry you have to do the numericals. तो इसका numericals कैसे करेंगे? For DT graph, अगर DT ग्राफ करना हो, डिस्टेंस टाइम ग्राफ, तो हाउ विल डू? देयर इज ओनली वन फॉर्मूला. वेलोसिटी इज इक्वल्स टू स्लोप ऑफ द ग्राफ. एंड व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला ऑफ स्लोप? फॉर्मूला ऑफ स्लोप इज change in y by change in x. y কত চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে আর x কত চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে. So this is the formula of velocity कि y एक्सिस में कितना चेंज हो रहा है, x एक्सिस में कितना चेंज हो रहा है. ये अगर हम डिवाइड करेंगे I will get velocity. That is called the slope of a graph. Now the next formula for VT graph. For VT graph, there are two formulas. Huh? The first one, velocity can be calculated. Sorry, my mistake. Velocity of acceleration can be calculated. Acceleration can be calculated by slope. And what is slope? Slope is change in y by change in x. This is my acceleration. And what is the second point? Now I can also calculate the distance or displacement. I can also calculate the distance or displacement. Both are same, ना? Distance and displacement. खाली एक में direction होता है, एक में direction नहीं होता. So what is the formula of this? This is the formula of area of graph. Slope of graph एरिया ऑफ ग्राफ. सब एरिया माने अरे ग्राफ का जैसा शेप है. फॉर एग्जांपल दिस, सपोज दिस इज द ग्राफ. ये देखने में कैसा लग रहा है? दिस इज अ रेक्टेंगल. सो एरिया ऑफ रेक्टेंगल इज द डिस्टेंस. ये किस तरह का ग्राफ है? दिस इज अ ट्रायंगल. सो एरिया ऑफ ट्रायंगल इज द डिस्टेंस. सो माय एरिया ऑफ ग्राफ इज द एरिया ऑफ रेक्टिलिनियर फिगर. जैसा फिगर देखने में मिलेगा उसका एरिया, अगर रोम्बस हो तो रोम्बस, स्क्वायर हो तो स्क्वायर, ट्रायंगल, रेक्टेंगल, जैसा फिगर मिलेगा उसका एरिया विल गिव यू द डिस्टेंस और डिस्प्लेसमेंट. सो दिस इज द फॉर्मूला फॉर कैलकुलेटिंग वेलोसिटी इन केस ऑफ डीटी ग्राफ एंड कैलकुलेटिंग एक्सेलरेशन और डिस्प्लेसमेंट इन केस ऑफ वीटी ग्राफ. सो दिस इज हाउ माय ग्राफ्स कैन बी यूज्ड टू कैलकुलेट और टू डिपिक्ट मोशन. Okay, now the second last topic of the chapter, second last or the one of the most important topic of the chapter is the equations of motion. There are basically three equations of motion. The first equation is V is equals to U plus AT. This is the first. Then I have second equation. This is S equals to UT plus half AT square. And then I have the third. V square equals to U square plus 2AS. So these are the three equations of motion, and these three equations will be applied to do the numericals. So they are very very important. You have to learn by heart all the three equations. And अभी बाकी है, and you have to learn their derivations also. कैसे आया, कैसे ये formula आया, कैसे आया, कैसे आया. You have to learn the formula. You have to learn the derivations also. पहला डेरिवेशन, सी V इक्वल्स टू U प्लस AT कहां से आया? We know acceleration equals to V minus U by T. That was the first formula that we learned few moments earlier. So अगर इसको rearrange करो, I will get that AT equals to V minus U. So therefore I can say that V is equals to U plus A. Easily prove हो गया. Correct. Next one. We know displacement is velocity into time. Displacement is velocity into time. So how is displacement represented? Displacement is represented by S. How is velocity represented? Sir, velocity is represented by either U या फिर V. U और V में से कोई भी है. So क्या लेंगे? U लेंगे या V लेंगे? सर अच्छा मुश्किल. क्या लेंगे? सर एवरेज वेलोसिटी लेंगे. So what is, तो यहाँ वेलोसिटी लेके हम क्या लिखेंगे? एवरेज वेलोसिटी. So what was my average velocity? U plus V by 2. सही है, into time के टी. Now I will do the calculations. S is equals to, now before moving on I will change this V. This V को change करेंगे. क्या लिखेंगे सर? V का value is already known to us, that is U plus 80. So इस V के जगह I will write U plus V के जगह I will write U plus 80 by 2 into T. So I am getting 2U plus 80 by 2 into T. करेक्ट? सही है तो? So I am getting S equals to ut plus half at square. You see now how I have done? I have replaced this V as U plus 80. So U plus U क्या हो गया? 2U. 2U plus 80 by 2 और बाहर एक और T था multiplication. So when I multiply this T, I will get 2UT by 2 plus 8T square by 2. This 2 and 2 will be cut and I will get only UT and here will be half 80 square. So the formula I have got is S equals to UT plus half 80 square. So this law is also, this is the mathematical proof. This is the mathematical proof of the second equation of motion. Now I will move on to the third equation. So here again I have written displacement is average velocity into time. So what is displacement? Displacement is written as S. Average velocity is U plus V by 2 into time. है ना? Now here I am going to replace this time. Sir, why this time are you going to replace? Because in this formula कहीं भी time नहीं है, T है ही नहीं. So I am going to replace this T. T कैसे हटाएंगे? सर यहां से देखो, फ्रॉम हियर आई गॉट, यहां स्टार देते हैं, स्टार एंड दिस स्टार इज हियर. आई न्यू ए इज इक्वल्स टू वी माइनस यू बाई टी. अब क्या करेंगे? टी को ले जाएंगे इधर, ए को ले जाएंगे इधर, मीन्स आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सचेंज देयर पोजिशंस. सो व्हाट आई विल गेट? T is equals to V minus U by A. So this is what I have got as T. So this I am going to put there. Correct? सही है. So this is A plus B and A minus B. U plus B and V minus U. So क्या हो जाएगा? A plus B into A minus B. A square minus B square. हो गया. V square equals to U square plus 2A. So this is how my full derivation of first law, second law and third law is obtained. But खुश होने की जरूरत नहीं है. This was only the mathematical proof. I have to also learn the graphical proof, means from the graphs of motion. Graphs of motion से भी हमको ये तीनों फॉर्मूला डिराइव करके दिखाना है. Let us see that also. We have to prove these three equations by using graphs. Once we have did it using the mathematical process, now we will do this using graphical process. And the type of graph we will draw here is VT graph, not DT. VT, that velocity time graph. तीनों में एक ही ग्राफ बनेगा. That is velocity by time. So I am drawing a VT graph here. V and this is t. This is v and this is t. The starting where my body started, that starting position was u, and where my body finished, that was v. The point from which the started is u and where finished is v. यहाँ भी जहाँ से स्टार्ट किया वो u, जहाँ पे फिनिश किया वो v. Okay, so I have took my points of references and I will draw graphs now. This is the graph. This is the graph. So the same graph in all. Okay, so I have drawn 3 same graphs here, but in all the 3 I will do it separately. कैसे? Now in the first one I have to find acceleration. So how to find the acceleration from a VT graph? That is slope. What is slope? Slope is change in y by change in x. Correct? So in acceleration A equals to what is change in y? My body moved from this position to this position, है ना? So the change here is v minus u. That u से शुरू किया, v पे खत्म किया. This is my change, and the time taken is the t. Total time तो t हो गया. So that is t. So I am getting a equals to v minus u by t. I have got the formula without using my actual knowledge. With the graph only I have got this formula. So I will put the values. Here will be at equals to v minus u. So therefore v is equals to u plus a. हो गया. पहला formula proved. The second one, here I will write displacement. Displacement is area of graph. So what is the graph I am getting? Let me draw. So this is the V. So I am getting this figure. This figure is actually a rhombus. See? This is actually a rhombus. है ना? Where this is the height, this is the parallel sides, and this is the height. So the parallel sides, this one is u, this one is v, and the perpendicular is t. So I have to find the area of rhombus. Correct? So what I will write? In case of displacement, I will write S. What is the area of rhombus? Half into sum of parallel sides. Means half sum of parallel sides. That is u plus v into height. Height is t. Half into u plus v by t. Okay? So instead of this v, I am going to replace this v as so I am getting S equals to 2ut by 2 plus at square by 2. So I have got the same result. This 2 and 2 will be cancelled, and I will guess S is equals to ut plus half at square. So I have derived my formula from a graph, not from any previous knowledge. हम लोग we know ऐसा नहीं लिखे. वहाँ मैथ में मिलेगा we know, हमको मालूम है, but यहाँ हमने कोई नहीं लिखा. We have directly used the graph to calculate this. Here also the graph, here also the graph. Now again come to this one. So this is again a rhombus. See a rhombus. These are the parallel sides. These are the parallel sides, and this is the height. This is u, this is v, and this is t. Okay, so what will the formula for this? I will write S equals to half into sum of parallel sides into T. Now I am going to replace this T. What I have already found, that T was equals to V minus U by A. So instead of T I will write S equals to half bracket में U plus V into V minus U by A. I got S equals to V square minus U square by 2A. So therefore V square equals to U square plus 2AS. Okay. So we have derived the three formula by using graph also. So you have to learn both the process, mathematical process and the graphical process, because in the exam they will clearly mention prove this formula using mathematical way, use this formula using graphical way. So you don't know which formula will be asked by which process. So it's my advice that you learn both the process of, that is the mathematical and graphical, of all the three equations. Okay, so that will be the equations of motion. Now the last and the final topic of the chapter is circular motion. Circular motion. Now what is circular motion? Circular motion means whenever a body rotates or revolves in a circular path, the motion that is created or the motion that is observed by that body is known as circular motion. Now how does this circular motion takes place? See, when suppose you have seen now that you somewhere in the younger days you used to play with some catapult, that you tied a stone on a thread and you used to rotate the thread like this, and the stone will whirl all around. Suppose a mischievous fellow came and just cut the thread, what will happen? The stone will be detached from the thread and the stone will go revolving around this, ऐसे घूमते घूमते बाहर जाएगा, या स्टोन ऐसे सीधे पाथ में बाहर जाएगा, सीधे जाएगा. The stone was rotating round and round from above your head like this. But the moment the string broke or the moment the string snapped, the stone will be free to go. So it will not go in a curved way, it will go in a straight way. This is the tweak here, that the forces that are acting on the rotating body are two types. One is centripetal force and one is centrifugal force. Okay, so the body is rotating in my circular path, and this stone is tied to the string. So this stone is observing two types of forces. One force is trying to pull the stone towards the center. One force is trying to pull the stone towards the center. That force is known as centripetal force. Centripetal, centripetal, centripetal force. And there is one more force which is trying to take the stone away from the center, but in a straight path. This force is known as centrifugal force. Okay, so what I told, this stone or this body experiences two type of force. One, the force is being attracted towards the center, and second, the force which is taking the stone away from the center in a straight line, that is called the centrifugal force. So when these two forces, you remember the chapter 8 force chapter of science, what I told, balanced unbalanced forces, when two or more forces acting on the same body. So here two forces are acting on the same body, centripetal and centrifugal forces, but they are not opposite, acting in the same direction opposite, but at a certain angle. So this will create a couple effect. Couple effect, therefore rotation or circular motion occurs. What is this couple effect? You will learn it in higher classes, that what is whenever a body is experiencing two forces, not in the opposite direction but at a certain angle, then they will turn to rotate the body instead of pulling the body to a same direction. Okay, if the two forces are in the same direction, they will pull the body. If the force in the opposite direction, then no change, the body will still. But if the forces are at an angle, then it will create a rotational effect. So this thing happens here. A rotational effect is created, and this is called the couple effect. So what are the two forces this create this rotational effect? One is the centrifugal force and one is the centripetal force. So if I have to find circular velocity, how can I calculate? What was velocity? Velocity was displacement by time. So if a body covers one circular round, that is the circumference, means that will be the circumference. One round is the circumference traveled by time. So therefore my circular velocity is equals to 2 pi r by time, because circumference formula is 2 pi r and time is t. So this is how this is what is my circular motion, and this is how the circular velocity is calculated. Correct? Now I am giving you an example how to do the numericals of this chapter. So this is my question. What is the question? Read it clearly. A boy was riding a cycle. Okay, the boy was riding a cycle, which suddenly stops. I don't know why. There may be someone threw a stone or the tire was leaked. I don't know. Suddenly stops within 5 seconds. 5 seconds के अंदर रुक गया. After traveling a distance of 20 meters. ठीक है? Calculate the speed by which the cycle was moving. So I told you that there were five quantities that I need very much. What were they? They were the distance s, u the initial velocity, v the final velocity, the acceleration and the time. These are the 5 most important quantities required to measure motion. So I will write these 5 quantities first. কোশ্চেন নে খুঁজে এই 5টা ভ্যালুস গুলো আমাকে লিখতে হবে। চলো এক এক করে লিখি। এস মানে হচ্ছে ডিসটেন্স। কোশ্চেনে কোথাও ডিসটেন্স দিয়েছে কি? হ্যাঁ দিয়েছে। দ্যাট ইজ দ্য বডি দ্যাট দ্য সাইকেল ট্রাভেলড আ ডিসটেন্স অফ 20 মিটার। সো आई हैव गॉट द डिस्टेंस एज 20 मीटर। आई हैव गॉट दिस। ये हमको मिल गया। ठीक। What is u? u means initial velocity. What is initial velocity? শুরুতে স্পিডটা কত ছিল? বলে যে শুরুতে কত স্পিড ছিল? না, वही तुमको निकालना है. The speed by which the cycle was moving. So this is my question mark. This I have to calculate. Final v. What is v? v means final velocity. Final में उसका स्पीड कितना था? Final में उसका स्पीड था कि it stops तो जब रुक गया साइकिल तब उसका स्पीड कितना होता है? 0. When the body stops, the speed is 0. So my final velocity is 0 meter per second. ये भी हमको मिल गया. What is A? A means acceleration. बोलो दिया चाहिए acceleration question ना. This have to calculate the acceleration of the cycle. ये तो निकालना है. This is question mark. T is time. कहीं पे time दिया हुआ? Yes sir, time दिया हुआ 5 seconds. Okay. So I have got all my values. जिसमें से 2 निकालना है और 1 दिया हुआ. So you have got 3 formulae है ना, 3 इक्वेशन दिया हुआ तुमको. कौन कौन सा? The पहला था V is equals to U plus AT. दूसरा क्या था? S is equals to UT plus half AT square. और तीसरा क्या था? V square equals to U square plus 2AS. Now you tell me, इसमें से कौन सा फॉर्मूला हम लगा के U या फिर A निकाल सकते हैं? इसमें से कौन सा फॉर्मूला लगे बताओ? कोई है उपाय यहां निकालने का? ना सर, तीनों में हमको A या फिर U दोनों ही निकालना पड़ेगा. डायरेक्टली ना इसमें निकलेगा ना इसमें निकलेगा. तो सपोज हम यहां पे पुट करें. आई विल पुट हियर व्हाट आई एम गेटिंग अ फॉर्मूला V is equals to U plus AT. मिल रहा है. व्हाट इज V? V is 0. U कितना है पता नहीं, U की जगह U लिख देंगे. प्लस A, व्हाट इज A? ये भी पता नहीं. A into 5. So that is I am getting 0 equals to U plus 5A. So therefore U equals to minus 5A. हमको यहां तक एक इक्वेशन बन के रह गया. U equals to minus 5A. करेक्ट. नाउ अब क्या करें? अब सेकेंड बोले कोई से कोई एक्स किसको लें? सपोज आई एम टेकिंग दिस एस. सही है. हाफ एटी स्क्वायर सही है. तो ऐसे जगह की पुट करो, एस की जगह लिखेंगे 20. यू की जगह -5A. -5A into 5 because the time is 5 plus half into A into 5 square. So on solving I will be getting 20 equals to minus 25A by 2. Correct. So on solving I am getting A is equals to minus 40 by 25. That is equals to minus 1.6 meter per second. So I have got A as minus 1.6 per meter square. सर माइनस क्यों हुआ? बिकॉज हियर द स्पीड इज डिक्रीजिंग. वो पहले एक स्पीड में चल रहा था लेकिन फाइनली उसका स्पीड रुक गया. मतलब एक बार में तो रुक गया, धीरे 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 स्पीड रुका. मींस यहाँ नेगेटिव एक्सेलरेशन हो रहा है. मींस द स्पीड इज डिक्रीजिंग. दैट्स व्हाई माय एक्सेलरेशन हैज आल्सो केम इन नेगेटिव. लेकिन अभी सब एक्सेलरेशन निकला, ये निकल गया. अभी तक ये बाकी है. इसका क्या था? u इक्वल्स टू -5A. तो क्या लिखेंगे? देयरफॉर u इक्वल्स टू -5A. दैट इज -5 इंटू A का वैल्यू कितना निकला? A का वैल्यू निकला -1.6. तो सॉल्व इट. यू आर गेटिंग 8 मीटर पर second. So the u came as 8 meter per second and acceleration came as -1.6 meter per second square. So जब भी इस तरह का क्वेश्चन मिले, the only rule, the only process that you should follow is you will write these 5 quantities. You will take the you will read the question again and again. Try to put the quantities wherever the quantities are given. जो quantities दिया पहले लिख लेंगे और जो नहीं दिया उसको क्वेश्चन मार्क छोड़ देंगे. And then you will apply these 3 formulae to find the values of the unknown quantities. This is how my equations of motion is calculated. So that's end of this chapter. Thank you.